Hello everyone, Dave here. In this video, I'm going to go over whether or not a 1 gram bar of gold is a potential worthwhile store of value and investment. Let me start off the video by saying this. If you're purchasing any precious metal, the lower the premium, the better. And a 1 gram bar of gold right now has about a 35% premium tacked onto it, which is very high. Compare that to a 1/10 ounce gold coin, which is about a 16% premium. Okay, so 35 to 16. I'm not arguing that at all. Long term, the lower the premium you're paying, the bigger you're going to get back on your investment, or the more you're going to receive as a store of value. But for people right now, some people want to start off their stack with a 1 gram bar. Some people want to diversify and only allocate a certain amount of money towards precious metals. And I want to go over here at more of a historical context from 30 years ago to now. Is a 1 gram bar of gold a worthwhile investment? Was it a worthwhile investment if you bought it in 1995? 30 years ago, gold was at $385 an ounce. Today, in January of 2025, it's $2,679 per ounce. All right. So if we would, let's go ahead and look back 30 years before we look forward 30 years. Let's say we're in that same situation today. Is a gram a worthwhile store of value? Well, if you would have bought 30 years ago, the spot price was $12.38, and you paid about $16.71 with that 35% premium. Today, around the spot price for a gram is around 86.19. The percentage gain you received over the last 30 years was 415%. That's even with your 35% premium. Compare that with inflation here, okay? Or calculate about a 2.5% per year rate of inflation. Your gold outperformed it big time, okay? Big time. So, did you win as a store of value by having a 1 gram bar of gold, even with the big premium? Yes, you did. Was a 16% premium even better? Was a 10% premium even better? Yes, it absolutely was. But a 1 gram bar, the return it got, over 400%. Did you beat out inflation? Yes, you absolutely did. So I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that 30 years from now we're going to have these same numbers. But we can tell from the trend over the last several thousand years, the value of gold is going to continue going up. And most likely, all right, a gram bar of gold, it's probably going to be even more useful to you 30 years from now, even more useful to sell, even more useful to trade than a whole ounce. If an ounce of gold right now, it's around $2,700, and we get a 400% gain 30 years from now. I'm just throwing numbers out. That puts a 1 ounce piece of gold at around 10K. It's going to be much easier to trade. It's going to be much easier to find a seller for a gram bar of gold compared to 1 ounce, a 10K coin. This is just my 2 cents, guys. And I'm going to I kind of want to stay away from that because I'm looking into the future and the potential there. But if you would have bought a gram of bar, or excuse me, a 1 gram bar of gold 30 years from now, you would have won. You'd have been just fine. A great store of value. All right. You wanted to diversify. You had 200 hours left over at the end of the month, and you wanted to buy a gram of gold. It would have played out for you well. And I'm using today's numbers back then, but as a comparison, it would have worked out well. So, yeah, is it better to buy a tenth of an ounce? Is it better to buy a full ounce? Of course it is. But maybe I want to ease into it. Maybe you just want to begin your diversification. All right. 115, 120, $125 entry points pretty good. And on top of that, if you're just buying to buy it, you're most likely you're going to recoup the premium you got and also make gains off of it. So for those of you guys that are purchasing a gram here or there, and we're hearing all about these premiums. The premiums are awful. Yeah, they're awful. You can win more with an ounce. You can win more with a fourth, with a tenth. But for people that just have enough money to buy a gram, long term, you're most likely going to be able to recoup that premium, whether you decide to sell it online and recoup it, or whether you're just riding out the returns and gains of gold long term. And this is all over a long term perspective. This isn't 5 or 10 years from now. This is long term. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.